Hi, I am Amit, founder of Design and Me, the Elite Learning Academy. Today's session is all about the art of writing a business plan in a way which shall attract investors, bankers, and other key people to your business and help you successfully raise money. For any business to be successful, one needs to be clear on the defining aspects of that business. What is the capital investment? Who is the target audience? And what resources are needed? Such and many more questions need to be addressed before you actually start your business of fashion. It is said that if you are unclear about what you want, you should not go ahead. Indeed, you should take a moment and think about it. A well thought of and properly written business plan can help solve all your worries and concerns, and you can actually afford to sit back and relax with a lot of peace of mind. Also, many investors, recruiters, potential board members, and internal decision makers do expect a business plan and won't proceed until you have one. Plus, writing a business plan does have the benefit of forcing a team to work together, and it creates a bonding. So, write a plan and write it well. Even if you are not looking forward to raise money, you should still write a business plan, as the process that leads to the document is more important than the document itself. A business plan is actually a document that sets the parameters of the business and states the details of how the business will be capitalized, managed, and marketed. In short, it is a business roadmap that will guide you towards predefined goals and eventually lead you to success. Another important reason why you should have a business plan is that it is actually needed by prospective investors before they put in their money into your venture. They want to know how things are going to be run and if your business is worth putting their money into. Thus, in a way, a business plan is the lifeline of any business, and it determines the success of your business. Many people are confused with the question of how to create a business plan, and most of them also assume that it is too difficult to put your business plan into action. Many entrepreneurs end up consuming a lot of time and energy in trying to perfect their business plan and later pull PowerPoint slides out of it. Well, one of the main things that put a smile on my students' face is how quickly it can be done. You can complete your business plan in just a few weeks. Above all, if you use the ideas and strategies that I am going to share in this video, it can take even less time than that. As a matter of fact, you can effectively complete your business plan by following these 10 essential elements and including them in your business plan. Let's have a quick look at all the elements that shall make your business plan effective. The first element is executive summary or the title slide. Second is company overview. The third is marketing plan. Fourth is your target customer, and we also call it as your ideal customer. The fifth is unique selling point or USP. Sixth is sales funnel or sales strategy. The seventh is competitive analysis. Eighth is operations plan. Ninth is financial strategies. And last but not the least, the 10th element is supporting documents. These 10 components together provide the structure for your business plan. Now let's closely look at each and every element of the business plan. The first component is an executive summary. It is also called as the title slide and is one of the most important part of your business plan. A good executive summary is a brief, to the point and clear detail of the need or want you address, how you solve it, the way your business works, and the underlying magic of your product or service. It should be approximately 5 paragraphs in length. This part of the business plan is really important and it reflects what your company is doing and your plans on achieving a specific benchmark in the near future. It is the most important part of your business plan because it will help create interest in the reader's mind and will also determine whether the reader goes through the rest of the document. If everything goes well, the person may ask you to come in for a meeting. However, if the executive summary fails to ignite the interest, then the battle is lost even before it has begun. And the rest of the business plan won't matter simply because no one will read it. Hence, my suggestion to you is, of the total effort you put into writing a business plan, nearly 60% should go into the executive summary. In short, these are the 5 most important paragraphs of the existing of your business plan. Let's do an exercise. Pause this video right now, pick up your diary and pen and write down the need or want you shall address by starting your boutique. I repeat, the need or want you shall address by starting your boutique. Second, how you plan to solve it? How you plan to solve it? Next, the way your business shall operate. The way your business shall operate. I mean your business model. And finally, the underlying magic of your product and service. Write down the answers to all these pointers precisely in 4 paragraphs to 5 paragraphs approximately, and 2 to 2.5 pages in length. Once you are done writing these 4 paragraphs, now you need to print this couple of pages and analyze whether or not the first 2 pages you just wrote would make the prospect want to read the rest of the document. Pause this video right now. I am waiting. Welcome back. I hope you have done your exercise. Let's move on. The second component of the business plan is company overview. The overview is a general explanation of your business and product. You need to start with your background in the fashion industry and the potential for your creation or product in the marketplace. Explain the structure of the business and how it fits into the industry as a wholesale or retail operation. Specifically describe what you design and whether it targets high-end, mass or niche markets, or if it fits an important lifestyle trend. You also need to specify the various factors that make your product special and different from your competitors. Describe your ideal customer along with the strategy to reach them in terms of the stores in which you want to sell. You also need to specify the various marketing and public relations efforts you plan to use for selling your products. Finish this section with a top line review of the money involved, the factors that will make your business profitable and the related time frame. The third critical component is the marketing plan. The purpose of the business is to create customers. The success or failure of the marketing effort determines the future of your company. Marketing is the process of determining customer needs and then tailoring the product or service to satisfy their needs. This is one of the most essential parts of the business plan because here you discover the market and opportunities for your products. Try to estimate the size of your market both in terms of number of customers and in rupees. If you sell men's hats, do a research and find out how much money men spends annually on hats and what months of the year or geographic areas have the maximum sales. If you are into selling of high-end shoes for women, source the information related to the number of shoes being sold every month in the range of Indian currency 500 to 800 rupees, the locations of stores that buy them, and what percentage of those sales you are targeting. The internet offers a lot of data on the fashion industry, but you may also need to think creatively and find out cost-effective ways to find more information about the market. At this point of time, I would like to give you one suggestion. Be realistic about the market potential. A lot of designers look forward to design for a high-end, high-priced line, but in reality, it is a very small market and hardly very few customers get attracted to it. The main reason for this is the consumers who are fashion forward and are often young and don't have the required budgets to pay for high-end designer clothes. Hence, you may have a better chance to profit and be successful designing for underserved markets such as plus sizes, maternity, or niche markets like bridal wear. Instead of focusing on selling dresses worth 25,000 rupees or more, focus on these special markets that we just discussed, and chances of you earning higher profits will increase. You can design for any of these underserved or niche markets by applying your creativity and filling the gap. For your information, at the moment, each market is special and prospering. Let me give you an example. Many times I have heard industry leaders point out that in menswear, the niche designer market is more difficult than women's because the number of stores that service this category is significantly smaller. So there are fewer items to design, and hence it is more difficult to grow the business exponentially each season. However, in the past few years, a new exclusive market for menswear has come up, offering new opportunity for upcoming designers. The male mindset is changing and women are becoming more positive about style and feel less vulnerable by fashion. We are shopping more often and buying a more diverse selection of items, and new boutiques are also opening to sell high-end designer product for men, and that too at more affordable prices. Even the departmental stores are growing their independent and modern designer selections. When researching any market, you need to find out the trends in the lifestyle market that relate to your product. Also think about the various forces that may influence demand of your product. For example, the climate plays a major role in the success of a jacket or coat business. Also, as a designer, if you are targeting a swimming costume market, then summers are the best season for you. Similarly, if you are into the selling of jackets and hand gloves business, then summer would actually be a dull season for you. On the contrary, winters would be a perfect deal for you to promote your business. Now let's look at the next critical component, and that is your ideal customer. This segment shall disclose a clear and detailed understanding of your potential customers to you. What is their age? What are their hobbies, income levels, and occupations? Are they working or they have their own business? Where do they generally go for vacation? You can find out all this information and include where they like to spend time, which multiplex do they prefer, where do they shop, how often do they shop, and whether they bargain for merchandise or spend money freely. You need to always keep the mental image of your customer in the form of a picture at all times with you. Okay. Now, the fifth essential element of a business plan is the unique selling proposition. The unique selling proposition, USP. Like all businesses, you want large number of customers to walk into your store every day, and you want your cash flows to improve on a continuous basis, don't you? But the actual fact is that if you don't find a special niche and perfect your message and give it out there, then you won't be making it big. You need to think of a way to find your market niche and come up with the best possible message of unique selling propositions that will maximize your profits. Today, it's not the business with the best product or service that wins, but the business with the most USPs, unique selling propositions, that wins. You need to develop a specialized reputation to bring in the customers and buy from you. So what are you going to do about it? How are you going to attract those customers and increase business for your boutique? The answer is simple. You need a way to find a highly profitable market niche and claim top of the mind awareness for all those potential customers out there, because you want them to think of you first. You need to know what is different about your product, your designs, what will make it last, and why, in your opinion, your business will survive among the hundreds of labels available out there. You need a way that you become known as the only logical, rational, viable choice for supplying your type of products and services. You need a way to get customers excited about buying from you and simultaneously forget about buying from your competitors. What you need, my dear friend, is a unique selling proposition, a USP. Now, the next important element of a business plan is sales strategy. Nothing happens until a sale takes place. Whether you agree or not, each one of us is in the business of selling. Each time we try to convince or influence others, actually what we are doing is we are selling. The only question is, are you good at selling or not? In this section, you need to outline the amount of product you wish to sell each season, and you also need to specify the various markets in which you shall be selling. You need to mention your pricing strategy and include actual numbers for expected sales and projected growth rate from season to season, as well as details on how you develop these projections. You need to decide upfront which customers you want to focus on, if you want to restrict yourself to domestic market at the beginning or want to go abroad as well, and whether your creations and products will be distributed across many boutiques nationwide or only in your studio. You also need to outline your plan to hire a salesperson or a showroom. You may need to plan to attend trade shows, build a website, and also include launch plans to support sales with press kits, fashion shows, and celebrity visits. You can also think of getting a catalog designed and printed to showcase the various garment line that you propose to sell. You can remember the 5 cardinal rules for selling your merchandise. 1. Your product and service must be suited to the market, must be competitively priced and rigorously promoted. 2. Customers buy benefits and not products. I repeat, customers buy benefits and not products. 3. Your merchandise must satisfy a need or want of your client or customer. 4. Your customer must believe in the salesperson, trust your company, and be convinced that your product is the best for him under any circumstances. And the final and the 5th one is, your ideal customer must be more than willing to pay for your products and must have a sincere desire to enjoy the benefits of the product. Now let's move on to the 7th essential component of your business plan, and that is competitive analysis. Before embarking on any new business, considerable time must be spent in research. The payoff will be in excess of 10:1 in the time and money saved or earned. You can do a detailed competitive analysis by taking the following action steps. 1. Find out every detail of the product or business. 2. Read trade magazines, articles, stories, relevant to the fashion industry or your occupation. 3. Ask your friends, family and other known people for additional information. And the fourth one is research all competitors for a similar product or service. Name your top 5 to 7 direct competitors who make a similar product for the same market. Then name your top 3 indirect competitors who own a large share of the market. Research how long each has been in business, their annual sales, where they sell, who represents them, and how they market themselves. Compare the price and the quality of their product to yours and identify their business advantages and disadvantages. Observe the ways in which they serve customers really well and also where they are unable to meet the customer needs. Finally, ask, why would someone switch to buy from you? Why would someone switch to buy from you? The next important element of a business plan is operations plan. The operations plan should include the various resources required to run the business on a day-to-day basis. It should also outline details related to number of employees required to run the business smoothly, the detailed production plan, technology requirement, and the support system you are planning to have to generate revenues. You may also include the total number of collections you are looking to produce every year, a production timeline for each, and a policy for managing quality control. Also capture as much information as possible regarding the vendors and suppliers you need to network with for your business. Obviously, this will consume a lot of your time, but it will be very useful in helping you fully understand the operations side of your business, which is vital to know before you actually begin your sales process. Wow, it was a long session today. So friends, today we have covered 8 of the most important elements that are required while writing a business plan, including the executive summary, company overview, marketing plan, your ideal customer, USP, sales strategy, competitive analysis, and the operations plan. I am now looking forward to connect with you in my next video, wherein I shall cover the remaining few critical elements without which your business plan would be incomplete and won't make sense. Yes, I shall be guiding you in detail about how to go ahead with the financial analysis and projections for your business, as finance is also known as the backbone of any business. We shall also have a look at the various other supporting documents that you need to add to your business plan to give it a finishing touch. Till then, let's work together and achieve peace of mind, financial freedom, and a career for life. Thank you.